Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? Last class we have completed up to which concept? Have you understood? So let me revise whatever we have done for till now. We have taken only question related to admission, but whatever we are discussing that is applicable to all events, whether it is admission, retirement, change in PSR or death. We have done first new PSR, then goodwill adjustment, then revaluation, then reserve and surplus. Then we have done one important concept about memorandum revaluation. Till now we have not taken any question of memorandum revaluation. To come to illustration number 2. Illustration number 2. 2. 2. Where is the 2? 2. A and B are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio 3:2. Their balance sheet is given. Trade payable, capital account, freehold premises, plant, furniture, office equipment, inventory, trade receivable, bank. On 1/4/2020, they admit C on the following terms. C will bring 50,000 as capital and 10,000 for goodwill for 1/5 share. Means goodwill is equal to 50,000 total goodwill. Correct. Provision for doubtful debt is to be made on trade receivable at the rate of 2%. Inventory to be written down by 10%. Freehold premises is to be revalued at rupees 2,40,000, plant at rupees 35,000, furniture 25,000 and office equipment 27,500. Partners agree that value of assets and liability remain the same. Means they are not supposed to change the value of assets and liability. And as such, there should not be any change in their book value as a result of above mentioned adjustment. Means there is an indication that you are supposed to prepare what? Memorandum revaluation account. You are required to make necessary adjustment in the capital account of partner and the show balance sheet of the new firm. Correct? Let's see whether they have prepared memorandum revaluation account. You can see they have prepared memorandum revaluation account. But you can see in this question they have not asked you to prepare memorandum revaluation account. So you can use that shortcut also, gaining partners to sacrificing partner. Correct? You can use, but let us draw a memorandum revaluation account. Correct? Yes, sir. But you can do that also. Correct? Are you getting what I am saying? But always we should follow what? ICI solution. So let us first prepare memorandum revaluation account. So first we'll do first part and then second part will be reverse of the first part. So first you need to do whatever you have done in revaluation account. So can you give me all item of increase and decrease? First they have said provision. We'll create two provision for doubtful debt. 2% of 25,000 is equal to 500. Correct. Follow. So provision for doubtful debt done. Then inventory written down. Written to inventory. It will be written down by what amount? They have said 10% of what? 10% of 30,000. It means how much? 3,000. Then freehold premises is to be revalued. It will increase or decrease? Written by freehold premises. It will increase by what amount? 40,000. Very good. Then what? Plant. Plant will increase or decrease? Decrease by what amount? 5,000. Then I think there is a furniture. Furniture will increase by what amount? How much? Furniture 5,000. Then what? Office equipment will increase or decrease? Office equipment how much? 2,500. Any other item is there? No. We write down first. I think revaluation gain. Revaluation gain. To write down revaluation profit transfer to which partner? Old partner. Who are old partner? A and B. What is revaluation profit? 3 is to now total profit is 39,000. It will be allocated in OPSR. Allocate 23,000 and 15,600. Done. Understood. First part to it is similar to revaluation account. Second part, reverse it. Whatever you have written in debit side, now you write on where? Write on buy what? Provision for doubtful debt, how much? 500. Buy inventory, how much? Inventory 3,000. Then what? Buy plant, how much? 5,000. Then to what? Freehold premises, how much? 40,000. Then to what? Furniture, how much? 5,000. Then to what? Office equipment 2,000. So now there will be revaluation loss. Then by revaluation loss among which partner? ABC. Amount remains same only. Amount remain 39,000. Now can you allocate in new PSR? It will be 18,000. It is given new PSR. It means you need to calculate. So write down working note number. This was working note number 1. Working note number 2. Calculation of what? NPSR. In exam write down new PSR. Na? So same we have done. याद करो बचपन. For the first concept, partner A, B, C. First OPSR, how much given? It is 3 by 5, 2 by 5. Acha, in this sacrificing ratio is given. But then we would have done shortcut only. So ठीक है, calculate. You understand shortcut? Now we'll do plus minus adjustment. So how much C share is what? 1 by 5. If nothing is given, we'll assume sacrificing ratio is equal to what? OPSR means this will be minus 1 by 5 into what? 3 by 5. This is minus 1 by 5 into what? 2 by 5. Understood? So this become minus 3 by 25 minus 2 by 25. This is how much? 9 by 15 by 25. Correct na? It is 15 by 25. This is 10 by 25. This become what? 12 by 25. 8 by 25. 5 by 25. Ratio become what? 12 is to 8 is to 5. New PSR. However, we can do shortcut also. If you remember. Shortcut you understood? Out of these, out of 39,000, 1/5 will belong to whom? 1/5 is coming 7,800. Then balance can be allocated to A and B, which ratio? 3 is to 2. That was shortcut already I have given. So can you give me the balance allocation? 18,720 and 12,000, and same it is in the ratio 12 is to 8 is to 5. Check kar lo. Understood? Revaluation account understood? What is the shortcut? This is 1/5 and this balance in what? 3 is to 2. Or you can apply new PSR. 12 is 2, 8 is to 5. Your choice, whatever you want to do. Correct. Now we'll prepare partners capital account. Let us prepare partners capital account. Partners capital account. How many partners? 3 partners. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. First, can you give me opening balance? So by balance brought down 2 lakh and have you started with me? Then we'll apply the steps. But any cash brought in by C for capital? How much? 50,000. Then we'll do goodwill adjustment. Good adjustment. Can we do without preparing goodwill adjustment table? Because sacrificing ratio we know 3 is to 2. Correct now. So can we do goodwill adjustment without adjustment table? So what will be entry batao? C is capital account debit to A and B. So C is capital account debit to A and B capital account. So C will be debited by how much? 10,000 and by C is capital. But the A will be how much? Sacrificing ratio is 3 is to 2. It will be 6,000 and 4,000. I hope you have understood this. Have you understood this? Without adjustment table we can do. Have you understood this? Not. In this case, who is gaining partner? C is gaining partner. And who will be sacrificing? A and B will be sacrificing. So always the entry will be C's account debit to A and B. So in this question, because new PSR is not given and sacrificing ratio is not given, so sacrificing ratio will be equal to what? OPSR. So can you say 10,000 was the share of goodwill which will be compensated to A and B in which ratio? Sacrificing ratio. What is sacrificing ratio? 3 is to 2. Whereon C is to A and B. Or if you have not understood, apply goodwill adjustment table. Same answer will come. This is shortcut. Correct. Then whether C is bringing cash for goodwill? Huh? No. He is bringing a C will bring. लिखा हुआ है तो C will bring. Read and say. हाँ. Read and say. Don't say no. It is given. He will bring. How much he will bring? 50,000. His share is only 10,000. 50,000 is total goodwill. Correct. 10,000. Then after that, any revaluation adjustment? Yes. We read on first by revaluation profit. Revaluation profit among all partner in OPSR. So 23,400 and 15,600. Then revaluation loss. Correct now. So revaluation loss among new partner in new PSR. It is 18,720, 12,480 and 7,800. Can you see it will be automatically adjusted in gaining and sacrificing ratio? You can see 7,000 is what? Debited and this difference will be credited. So automatically gaining partner will compensate sacrificing partner. When we are doing OPSR and new PSR, so automatically that adjustment done. Correct. Then any reserve and surplus appearing in the balance sheet? No reserve and surplus appearing in the balance sheet. Done. All point done. Follow. So now can you give me two balance carry down? Two balance carry down. How much? 680. Then 120. Then 200. So this total also you should write down in exam. Huh? Total is must. The balance sheet is a matter of 1 minute because no changes in assets and liabilities. Same asset will come, same liability, only capital will change. So can we prepare balance sheet now? Balance sheet. Can you give me same asset, same liability first? Starting from what? Can you give me? Freehold premises. How much? 2 lakh. Then what? Plant how much? Then what? Furniture 20,000. Then what? Office equipment how much? Then what? Inventory how much? Then what? How much? 25,000. Then what? Bank who will say? Bank we need to find now. Opening balance given how much? Huh? Then how much capital brought? How much goodwill brought? Total become 70,000. Then capital A, B, and C. It is 2,10,000, 680, 1,07,000, 120, and 42,200. Total 3,60,000. I think there is only one liability. Trade payable how much? 50 na. Balance it will tally. Have you understood? Memorandum revaluation understood? Only one question has been given. They will ask this question only. If they will ask. चलेगा? Now, come to next point. Point number 7. That on proportionate capital. Proportionate capital. Proportionate capital. Now, proportionate capital means what? Whatever this capital is coming, that should be in proportionate of new PSR. And if it is not in new PSR, we should make it new PSR, and any surplus or deficit should be adjusted in cash. Understood? Means if surplus capital, so he will withdraw cash. If deficit capital, so he will bring cash. This is the meaning of proportionate capital. So whatever closing balance is coming, that should be in proportion of new PSR. So how to make capital proportionate, that we need to understand. So this will depend upon information given the question. So there are three types of question which may be asked, Madam, in this. Proportionate capital means capital of partners should be in the terms of profit sharing ratio. If question require proportionate capital, then partners capital after reconstitution reconstitution of firm should be in new PSR. Correct? Understood? Should be in new PSR by bringing or withdrawing necessary cash by bringing and withdrawing necessary cash if required. Correct? However, if question require surplus or deficit, capital may be transferred to partner's current account. Have you understood this much? Means what they want to say? First, we need to find out actual capital. Actual capital by preparing partner's capital account, as we have done in this case. In every question, we are finding actual capital. Correct? Suppose ABC, we have find out actual capital. Then this actual capital will be allocated to all partner in PSR. So this will become required capital, and required capital will be in PSR. In PSR now. So this total capital will be allocated to ABC in which ratio? In new PSR. Correct. Now if actual capital is more than required capital means surplus, or they can be deficit. Correct now. Means if it is coming positive means surplus, if coming negative means deficit. Correct. Are you getting what I am saying? If actual capital is more than required capital, so it will be the partner will withdraw cash. If surplus, the partner will withdraw cash. If deficit, it means they will bring cash. Correct. So if it is what this, so it is surplus capital. Surplus capital. And this is what? Deficit capital. So normally this surplus capital and deficit capital is adjusted in cash. Means if question is silent, always surplus capital and deficit capital will be adjusted in cash. Means surplus capital, the partner will withdraw cash. Deficit capital, partner will bring cash. But if question requires the surplus capital and deficit capital will be transferred to current account. So without bringing and withdrawing cash, this amount will be transferred where? From partner's capital account to current account. From partner's capital account to current account. If required by the, means if question is silent, you will do cash adjustment or current account adjustment. Cash adjustment. But if question requires, then it may be also transferred to current account. Understood? Have you understood? Huh? Means suppose this is 1 lakh. This is 80,000. So how much surplus? 20,000. So if surplus, so what journal entry will do? Partners will withdraw. So partners capital account debit to cash. But if question says it will be transferred to current account, then what journal entry? Partners capital account debit to partners current account. Understood? And that current account balance can anytime be withdrawn whenever required by partners. Understood? But that will do only if required in question. Therefore, I think now you have understood this para. However, if question requires surplus or deficit capital may be transferred to partners current account. But if question is silent, then always what? Cash adjustment. Correct. Now there are three types of question which may come. Write down case one. If total capital of new firm is after reconstitution, correct? New firm is given in question. Is given in question. If total capital of new firm is given in question. Let us take one example. Example. A and B are partners OPSR 3:2. Capital A, B 2 lakh and 1 lakh. General reserve is 50,000. Revaluation profit, make it general reserve 25,000. General reserve 25,000. Revaluation profit 25,000. Correct? Understood? C is admitted for 1/6 share. Capital of new firm. Understood? Total capital of new firm is given. Capital of new firm is equal to 6 lakh. She brought rupees 1,20,000 in cash. Understood? Have you understood this point? Correct. Now, so first we'll find out actual capital. Solution. A, B and C. So what is the opening balance of capital? It is 2 lakh and opening balance is this only. Then we'll increase it by general reserve. General reserve will be allocated to old partner in OPSR 3:2. How much? 15,000 and 10,000. Similarly, we'll also add what? Revaluation profit. Revaluation profit belong to old partner in OPSR. Same thing, 15,000 and 10,000. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So this become actual capital. This is actual capital now. Actual capital how much? You can also write down because cash brought na. How much cash brought in by? छोड़ दो. This is coming how much? 2,30,000 and 1,20,000. Now, what is the required capital? Required capital in terms of PSR. Required capital in terms of new PSR. What is new PSR? So it will be 1/6. So it will be 3:2:1 only. If we'll calculate, or you can use shortcut. So what is the total capital given? 6 lakh. So can I say this will be 3 lakh? This will be 2 lakh, and this will be 1 lakh. Means, can I say? Can I say? In this there is a deficit. How much deficit? 70,000 deficit. In this also how much deficit? 80,000 deficit. And this also deficit only 1 lakh. Means how much cash should be brought? So cash brought for capital how much? 70,000 who will bring? 80,000 who will bring? 1 lakh who should bring? But how much actually he is bringing? So it means he is bringing 20,000 for what? So this become share of goodwill. This is hidden goodwill. Hidden goodwill na. So actually he is bringing 1,20,000. So 20,000 become means he is also bringing 20,000 for his share of goodwill. He is bringing 20,000 for his share of goodwill. Understood? Have you understood this point? Can I say up to this, so you are preparing what? Partners capital account. You will get actual capital from partners capital account only. The balance of partners capital will be actual capital. So actual capital you will get from partners capital only. Understood? Yes, sir. This is case 1. Have you understood? Case 1 you understood? Means type 1 question. Now I don't type 2. Type 2. Yeah, case 2 right now. Case 2. If capital of incoming partner is given. If capital of incoming partner is given. Means total capital is not given, but capital of incoming partner is given. Correct? Madam. Example. A and B are sharing profit and loss in 3:2. A is capital, B is capital. Is now I am giving you actual capital from partners capital account. Chalega? It is 1 lakh and 1,50,000. Correct? C was admitted for 1/6 share. Correct? And will bring 50,000 as what? Capital. Means his capital is given. Understood? Then how to make proportionate capital in this case? Solution. So ABC, what is the actual capital? Actual capital is 1 lakh, and for C how much? 50,000, because he will bring cash 50,000. Now, because his capital is given and he is bringing 50,000 for how much share? 1/6. So we can find out total capital. So can his required capital will be what? Required capital will be total will be 50,000 into 50,000 into 6. That is equal to what? 3 lakh. And this 3 lakh should be allocated in which ratio? New PSR. And new PSR will be 3 is to 2 is to 1. So new PSR required capital will be allocated in the ratio 3 to 1. Can we allocate? This is coming 1 lakh 50,000. Then what? 1 lakh. And then what? 50,000. So you can see A has what? Deficit na. So this is 50,000 negative. So deficit. This is 50,000 surplus. Correct. This is nil. So the how much A should bring? So A will bring how much? And how much B should withdraw? 50,000 should be withdrawn. So automatically their capital will be proportionate to what? PSR. Have you understood this calculation? I'm just giving all the situations. What can be the possible situation in exam? Have you understood? Last, when capital of incoming partner is not given, as well as total capital is not given. Last situation, correct? Case number 3. If capital of incoming partner is not given, correct, and total capital of new firm is also not given, correct. Then let us take one example. A and B are partners, correct. OPSR 3 is to 2. That on A's capital 1 lakh, B's capital 2 lakh. Means this I am just giving all capital after all adjustment. This is the closing balance of partner's capital account. This you can calculate by your own. Now C is admitted for 1/6 share, but nothing is given. Check karo. Correct. And he will bring necessary cash to make capital proportionate to what? Proportionate to PSR. So he will bring necessary cash, but what amount of cash he should bring, that is not given. So in this case, what will do? Means these are just to trouble you, na. The last point is to trouble you, nothing more than that. Are you able to understand? Means we need to find out how much cash he will bring. Or why? You only give. Correct. Means this is just simple question. They want to hit you. Correct. So in this case, how we'll do solution? Let us write down A, B, C. We know actual capital. Actual capital is how much? 1 lakh and 2 lakh. For B, to right now we don't know. Sorry, for C we don't know. Correct. Now we need to find out required capital. Required capital. So can I say in this case, if we calculate total capital, we can allocate in which ratio? 3 is to 2 is to 1. So can I say this 1 lakh plus 2 lakh, this becomes 3 lakh capital. Correct. And can I say this A and B in new form will have how much profit share ratio? So can I see the total profit is 1. How much belong to C? 1 by 6. So how much belong to A and B? 5 by 6. So for 5 by 6, can I say 3 lakh is the capital? Bola yes or no? So for 1, it will be how much? The total capital become what? 3 lakh into, we'll do reciprocal na. 6 by 5, so this become total capital of new firm. Are you able to understand what I have done? Not able to understand. I say 1 lakh, 2 lakh, this is the total capital of A and B. For balance profit sharing ratio, so if C has 1/6, so how much is the combined share of profit of A and B? 1 minus 1 by 6. 1 minus 1 by 6 is the combined share of A and B. So 1 minus 1 by 6, 5 by 6. For 5 by 6, what is the capital? 6 lakh. So for 1, what is the capital? If you do mathematics, we will do reciprocal now. So 3 lakh into 6 by 5. This have you understood? And I will prove. Proof na. Mathematics. I am not mathematics teacher. Have you understood, brother? Or you can do cross multiplication. I will inform. Understood? Yes, sir. Correct. Means you can say in this way if you have not understood. If for fifth here means if I am saying out of 6, fifth belong to what? 5 belong to A and B. So for 5, how much capital? So for 6, how much capital? Cross multiplication. So 3 lakh into 6 by 5. Mathematics. अरे बोलना रे. अच्छा. So how much it is coming? 3 lakh. So this will be allocated in which ratio? 3 is to 2 is to 1. Allocate 1 lakh 80,000, 1 lakh 20,000, 60,000. बताओ. Can I say A will bring how much? A will bring 80,000 because negative. How much B will you draw? Because positive. And how much C will bring? 60,000. Have you understood this point? So C will bring 60,000 to make the capital proportionate. Have you understood? Question say transfer the surplus and deficit to partner's capital account. Will transfer. Partner's current account will transfer to that account. But this will be 3 type of question. When new capital is given, when incoming partner's capital is given, when incoming partner's capital is not given. So these are 3 ways to calculate proportionate capital. Got it? Now we can take one question if you permit. Can we take one question of this nature? Come to illustration number 6. What is given? A and B are in partnership sharing profit and losses in the proportion of 3/4 and 1/4. Means 3 is to 1. Their balance sheet as on 31st March as follow. Cash 1000, trade receivable 25,000, inventory 20,000, plant and machinery 4,000, trade payable 12,000, bank overdraft 8,000. Is the balance sheet will tally? If you prepare opening balance sheet, that will tally na. You can just check this total and this total whether matching. Check if you want to cross check. Mubarak ho. On 1st April 2020, they admitted C into partnership on the following terms. C to purchase one third of goodwill for rupees 2000 and provide 10,000 as capital. Okay. Goodwill not to appear in the books. Thank you very much. This too we don't know. This we know na. Goodwill will never appear in books of account. Further, profit and losses are to be shared ABC equally. Plant and machinery to be reduced by 10%. 500 is to be provided for estimated bad debt, means provision for doubtful debt. Inventory is taken at a valuation of this amount. By bringing in or withdrawing cash, and capital of A and B are to be made proportionate to that of C in the APSR, means C will be taken as base and C's capital is given 10,000. So this is case 1, case 2, case 3. Case 1, case 2 or case 3. In his incoming partner capital is given now. We'll use that capital to make proportionate capital. Means total capital will be what? For one third. So total capital is 30,000. Total capital will be 30,000. This 30,000 will be allocated in which ratio? New PSR. Correct? Yes, sir. State out the entries to the above arrangement of the firm in journal. Journal entry you can do by your own. Will prepare account. Can we do account journal entry so you can do? Okay. So we'll let us prepare account. First which account? Revaluation account na. So illustration number 6. First, can you give me revaluation account? बताओ फटाफट. बोलो. Plant and machinery increasing or decreasing? So to plant and machinery na, it will decrease by how much? So 4,000 ka 10% 400. Then what? To provision for doubtful debt, how much? 500. Then what? Inventory will increase na. Inventory how much? 2940. Correct? Understood. I think these three only. Revaluation gain or loss. Gain na. We'll do partners capital account. Transfer to which partner? New or old? So A and B. In which ratio? So profit is 2040. Can you allocate? In OPSR 1530 and 510. Correct? Then we'll prepare goodwill adjustment table. You get item working note number 2. Goodwill adjustment table. What is C's share of goodwill? How much? is given na 2000. For how much share? One third. So can you say we can do what in gaining and sacrificing ratio? Can you do? You want to do that? C is capital account debit to A and B. Do it without adjustment table. We can do ना. अरे बोलना रही. Do. What is the journal entry? C is capital account debit. C to A and B. How much? How much? 2000, 1500. Which ratio you have taken? 3:1. Correct. Everyone done this? Done this? Everyone done this? अरे बोलते ही नहीं हो. Anyone getting different answer? Everyone doing this? तो बोल दो. Means from last class we are doing this only. Then also you have done mistake. I have asked 3-4 times. Correct? कि कोई तो रोक लो, कोई तो रोक लो. कोई नहीं रोका. Nobody has stopped me ना. अरे बोलो ना. बोलो ना. Understood. Correct? It means till now you have not understood. And one simple mistake can ruin our examination marks. If we do not understand concept, you know the concept. If I will say, बोले अच्छा ये बात. Anyone say what mistake you have done? Hmm? Yeah. Now what is mistake in this? First I am asking that. 1/3. It is correct only. 1/3 लिख दिया. In this no doubt. This is correct. In this journal entry, what is the mistake? Huh? Huh? What 1:1:1? Gaining ratio? आता फोडले. I am saying in this journal entry, what is the mistake? This is OPSR or sacrificing ratio? This 3:1 is what? OPSR ki sacrificing ratio? I said if sacrificing ratio is not given, it is equal to what? But in this case, new PSR is given. How can you assume sacrificing ratio is equal to OPSR? अरे बाबा सुनो सुनो उधर मत देखो. कर लिया आपने जो करना था. Now it's my turn. Now don't correct it. And I was knowing everyone will do mistake. Means when I am giving you 99% time you will do mistake. It means where you I know where you can do mistake first thing. So when I'm asking you to, then think much. I was knowing कि everyone with flow everyone will do mistake. Same thing happen in exam. मजा आ रहा है ना? Simple question. मजा आ रहा है. ICN knows where you can do mistake. Huh? First thing in this question new PSR is given. If new PSR is given, it means you need to calculate sacrificing ratio. How can you assume sacrificing ratio is equal to OPSR? I said, what is my assumption? If sacrificing ratio is not given, in this given, if new PSR is given, means sacrificing ratio is given. You need to calculate new PSR minus what? OPSR is sacrificing ratio. And therefore, I say, from my point of view, if you ask me as a teacher, I will say this shortcut is always dangerous. I say a shortcut. I will say kasam khalo. Aaj kasam khao. Always will use goodwill adjustment table. Normally we student now we think shortcut, but in exam this shortcut I can understand shortcut. C to AB, C to AB ना याद हो गया. In all question we are doing this ना C to AB. अरे बोलना रे. One mistake. Partners capital account wrong. Proportionate capital wrong. Everything is wrong. 15 marks question become 4 marks. 9 marks deducted. Now if 9 marks deducted and because of that 9 marks aggregate नहीं होता है. Because of that 9 marks. So that 9 marks is very important for this question na. If you know you should do correct na. अरे बोलना रे. So now कसम खाओ. You will use always what? Goodwill adjustment table. You will never ever do mistake. You will never do mistake, but थोड़ा सा time it will take. थोड़ा सा time. But I know in exam also you will do shortcut. Because you are always you promise to break promise. You have broken promise many times. अरे बोलना रे. तो बोलना. This is the because what when you don't follow teachers, don't follow the suggestion of teacher, and sometimes that suggestion if you are not following, you do blunder mistake in exam. So whatever suggestion I am giving, if you follow that, so it is guaranteed that you will score good marks. Correct? So now let us do what? Goodwill adjustment table. Total goodwill will be how much? 2000 into 3, 6000. Or kasam khalo, whenever NPSR is given na, then to always do goodwill adjustment table. This kasam to khalo. Whenever new PSR is given, then that shortcut can be dangerous. Whenever new PSR is given, then to always what? Sacrificing ratio is equal to PSR. But whenever new PSR is given, it means you need to calculate sacrificing ratio. So always use what? Goodwill adjustment table. Correct? Are you able to understand what I am saying? So A, P, C. But the OPSR is what? 3:1. It is what? 4500 and 1500. What is new PSR? 1:1:1. How much? 2000, 2000, 2000. Now, who is gaining? PNC. Oh my god. Miss B is also gaining partner. Now calculate sacrificing ratio. You will be totally confused. Therefore, I never ask you to calculate sacrificing ratio. That is the more dangerous. Are you getting? In this, B is also gaining. And take a full proof method. You can't do mistake in this. B is also gaining now. And you can see this will be debited, this will be debited, and this how much? 2500 credited. What is journal entry? BC to A. Journal entry become BC to A. And therefore, I always suggest goodwill adjustment table. I always suggest goodwill adjustment table. One note you can add on, if NPSR is given, so God promise will use what? Goodwill adjustment table. If NPSI is not given, then shortcut can be applied because in that case sacrificing ratio is not given. The sacrificing ratio will be equal to OPSR. But then also I will suggest if you want to have a foolproof method, go as per OPSR and NPSR. चलेगा? What is journal entry? Journal entry, understood? Have you understood why? What is chamatkar in this? Understood? Then let us prepare partners capital account. Partners capital account. ABC. First to write down in this. This is OPSR. Write down. You have done PAP. You have all have done PAP na. All have done PAP. Huh? You must write down. Well, I have done PAP. Don't write down. You have done PAP. Sir have done PAP. Write down. I, Mister, this has done PAP. This is PAP na. Super PAP. How can you do in OPSR? And in this question, the most of the student will do this only. Partners capital. A, B and C. Opening balance how much? 15,000 and then one by one. Any cash brought in by C? How much? 10,000. Can you give me goodwill adjustment entry? B capital account debit. C's capital account debit to what? A's capital. So how much B will be debited? How much C will be debited? By B and C capital account. Correct na? A will be credited by how much? Correct. Whether C is bringing his share of goodwill. C is to purchase one third of goodwill for rupees 20,000. So it is understood that C is to purchase. So he will pay what 2,000. So C to purchase, right now it means he will pay. He will pay right now, na? It means he will pay. So means he is bringing how much cash he is bringing? 2,000 for goodwill. Correct. Then is there any revaluation profit? Madam, by revaluation account. Revaluation account how much? 1530 and 510. Correct. Any reserve and surplus appearing in the balance sheet? No, nothing. Correct. Can you say these two balance carried down should be now in terms of PSR? Now this closing balance should be in terms of what? PSR now, because proportionate capital. It means for this we require one working note. So now closing balance should be in PSR. So we can't write down balance. Correct. Now last working note. Working note number 3. Proportionate capital. How much is C's share of profit? One third. How much is C's capital? 10,000. So what is the total capital? Total capital required is equal to 10,000 into 3, 30,000. Correct. Then add on ABC. What is the actual capital? Can you give me the balance? How much? 19,000 30 na? Then 10,000 10. Then C is how much? 10,000. Huh? Minus 500 is also there na? I'm asking actual capital means balance. Balance you can calculate like this na? Balance 10,000 plus 510 minus 500 na? Minus 500 you will not do. Balance actual capital means credit minus debit na? That I am saying. Is coming? Correct. Now, what is the required capital? Required capital in PSR. What is PSR? 1 is to 1 is to 1. It will be 10,000, 10,000 and 10,000. So, what is the surplus? 9,030 is surplus. Yes, 10 is surplus, nothing is surplus. So, this will be cash withdrawn. Na? How much cash withdrawn? This is cash withdrawn. Understood? Have you understood this working? So how much A will withdraw? How much B will withdraw? So automatically their capital will be 10,000, 10,000. It means it is in PSR. We'll pass one more journal entry to cash. This to cash as per working note number 3. This is 9. How much? 030. This is 10 rupees. This is nil. So automatically the balance will be 10,000, 10,000 and 10,000. And this will tally check. Have you understood? Correct. Now we can prepare what? Balance sheet. Balance sheet. Can you give me one by one each item? First is what? Plant and machinery, how much? After revaluation. 3,000. Then inventory, how much? After revaluation. 24,940. Trade receivable gross amount, how much? From this we'll deduct what? Provision for doubtful debt. Less provision for doubtful debt, how much? 500. It become 24,500. Then they have given cash or bank? Cash. Opening balance, how much? How much? 1,000. How much C brought? Total he brought 12,000. Minus what? 9030. Minus what? 10. How much? It is 3960. Then we add on capital A, B and C. Is 10,000, 10,000 and 10,000. That is equal to 30,000. Then I think there is one bank overdraft. How much bank overdraft? 15,000. Then there is one trade payable. How much? 12,000. And balances should tally. Tallied. Understood? Simple. With this, I think most of the questions I have done. Here is the balance question of this. Can you do by your own? Admission means now I want to come to what? Retirement. Same concept. Retirement same concept, but now I need to take some question of. So can I take without any concept retirement? Correct now. So balance question I think you can do. Or a very simple. I don't think so. My help is required. If you see illustration number 9, they have given new capital 1,35,000. So in this proportionate capital, at case number 1, understood? You want me to do? Or you can try once by your own. It's a very simple question. No information, nothing. I think you can do it by your own. But this is case number 1 of proportionate capital. New capital is given. चलेगा? So I think you can do very simple. All other is also very simple. Acha. One more point. Sometimes what they do, they ask you to prepare PL adjustment account. Normally we use PL adjustment account for rectification. Normally. Are you getting what I'm saying? But if in this chapter they are saying PL adjustment account means PL adjustment account you should draw for revaluation. But can it the same thing will happen? Instead of revaluation account we can use PL adjustment account. Don't be confused why they have given PL adjustment account. That on this is nothing but what? Revaluation account. Means instead of PL adjustment account, instead of revaluation account, now what you will use? PL adjustment account. You can see same thing has been done. Are you getting? So if they have given PL adjustment account, don't be confused. It means they want you to do revaluation through what? PL adjustment account. We can use क्या दिक्कत है? Already I said बकवास concept. Are you able to understand what I am saying? चलेगा? So I am just informing that don't be confused why they have given PL adjustment account. चलेगा? These are nothing but to travel you. It is also very simple. All questions are simple. Now my help is not required. You need to do it by your own. One more question they have given for memorandum revaluation. In practice question there is one more question. This seems good question. Question number 2 must do. It seems good question. You will do, I will do. तो क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 पहले करेंगे. सबसे पहले डू क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. ठीक है? क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 first because it may you may have some doubt in this, so I will deal with that. First do question number 2. न्यू चैप्टर गेम क्या? हाँ, नंबर 4. ठीक है? तो रिटायरमेंट. So guys, same concept, whatever we have done till now will be applicable. Means I can take one question without troubling you. Only one thing will change in your life. What will change? In case of outgoing partner repayment. Now just try to understand. Either repayment will happen immediately on retirement date. Then what journal entry will do? Retiring partners capital account debit to cash. But suppose if you are not able to pay on retirement date, so guys that amount of capital whatever is due to retiring partner will be treated as loan now. So will become loan. It will transfer partners capital to his loan account. It will pass Manjana into retiring partners capital account debit to retiring partners loan account. If not paid, immediately. So that information will be given in the question whether paid or not paid. Only this is the concept. Balance remains same. Can we take one question? You want me to take lollipop question? A good question directly. Lollipop. Lollipop. You only find any good question is there? Hmm. Come to illustration number 3. थोड़ा बड़ा लग रहा है. ठीक है. We'll take all question, nothing to worry. If you have doubt, we'll take that question also. चलेगा? But illustration number 1, 2, I think you can do by your own. Or you want me to take illustration number 2? Hmm? 2 ले ले. First 2, then 3. चलो, your choice, your life, your choice. I'm always with you, na? Oh my God, what will happen to me? So many questions are there. Illustration number 2. FGK, where partners sharing profit and losses 2:2:1. Something happened to K and K decided to retire. K want to retire on 31st 12 2019. Okay, given balance sheet as on 31st 12 only check kar lo. Thank you very much. Okay, you can see capital is given, reserve is given. Be careful, sundry fixed asset, inventory, trade is including BR. Is 70,000 include BR? Write down separately why you have written combined alike. FNG agreed to share profit and loss of 3:2. So new PS are given. Value of goodwill is to be taken 50,000. Total goodwill is given. Sundry fixed assets are revalued upward. Okay. Inventory by rupees 10,000. Okay. We are dishonored. Oh ho ho ho. Oh ho ho ho. We are dishonored but not recorded in the books of account. It means decrease BR. Dishonor bill was due to insolvency of customer. Oh ho ho ho. Means can I say first or dishonor entry? What is dishonor entry? First dishonor entry. What is dishonor entry? Means debtor account. Can I say debtor? So can I say debtor account debit to BR? So can I say first will increase trade receivable by 20,000 and decrease BR by 20,000. So ultimately that remains same only. Correct? Due to insolvency, they said it is dishonor due to insolvency. It means decrease what? Debtor by 20,000. So decrease debtor by 20,000. Means if suppose it is 50,000 and this is 20,000, balance will tell you na. Means if I have written BR separately, so first decrease 20,000 and increase it by 20,000. अरे बोलना रे, डिसऑनर एंट्री तो यही होता है ना, डेटर अकाउंट डेबिट टू बीआर, and then it is due to insolvency. So insolvency means nothing is recoverable. Nothing is recoverable means also decrease debtor by how much? 20,000. That will be done through revaluation account. So decrease in debtor will be done through revaluation account. Understood? Have you understood? Correct? Yes, sir. FNG agreed to bring sufficient cash to discharge the claim of K and to make their capital proportionate. Whenever cash is brought in, understood, it will be capital proportionate wala point. Also, they want to maintain 75,000 bank balance for working capital. If they want to have 75,000 capital, working capital, so means can I say closing bank balance is given? This is chamatkar point. Correct now? With this point, normally student do mistake. Correct. So this become closing bank balance. So whenever such type of question is given, you need to prepare bank account also. To be not clear. To be yeah. To be what? To avoid some mistake. To avoid some mistake. Pass the journal entry and draw the balance sheet of FG. Also prepare capital account and draft balance sheet after case retirement. चलो कर लेते हैं. If they are retiring, what we will do? चला है. Why you are retiring? Can we do? So from admission we came to what? Any change in concept? No, nothing change. No change. Only admission, retirement. Then death will come. Correct. That will come. Then also no changes. Huh? Correct. So can we start illustration number? But just write down unit number. Otherwise you'll be confused from this from where this question came. Illustration number 2. Correct. So first let us do revaluation account. Whatever you will say I will do. Huh? So I think there are 2 items only na for revaluation or 3 items. 2, 3. अरे बोलना कितना है. First is what? Fixed asset will increase. How much it will increase? 30,000. Then what? Inventory will also increase. How much? 10,000. Then what? Trade receivable will decrease by how much? 20,000. But for this, I'll just give one journal entry so that you can understand. Then this become what? Partners capital account how much? So it is F, G and K na. Old partner in OPSR. What is the profit? Profit is what? 20. What is OPSR? It is 14,000. How much? कुछ गलती हुआ है मेरे ख्याल से. This trade receivable is how much? Why have written 20,000? Why have written 20,000? 5,000 only ना. अच्छा, I have taken that amount whatever is given balance. चलो ठीक है. Trade receivable is 5,000. My mistake. Apologize. 5,000. So now it become how much? What is the revaluation profit? Become 35. Now allocate. It is 14,000. 14,000 and 7,000. Just give star mark in this trade receivable and write down journal entries. Explain. What is journal entry for bill dishonor? Means only they have given bill dishonor, then it will not affect what? Revaluation account na. If they have given only bill dishonor, whether it will affect revaluation account? No. So sometimes they will give only bill dishonor. So don't do journal entry to revaluation account. Bill dishonor. So this journal entry. But they have said this is due to insolvency of what? Insolvency of debtor na. So because it was due to insolvency of debtor, the debtor will decrease. So this is through which account? A revaluation account. Understood this point? Bold yes. How much? Have you understood this point? Understood what I want to say? If suppose they say only bill dishonor in this question, then it is decrease in BR and increase in debtor, only that much. But because they have said insolvency, due to insolvency of debtor, so debtor will also decrease. Got it? Understood? Yes. Now we'll prepare which account? Partners capital account. Partners capital account. How many partners? F, G and K. First, can you give me opening? How much? 1 lakh, 20,000, then 80,000, then 60,000. Then same concept, whatever we have done, huh? Let us do from the beginning. Same thing. We'll ask to ourselves. Any goodwill adjustment? See the question, na? See the question. Any goodwill given? Not given? Given. So you will prepare a goodwill adjustment table. Prepare. Next working note. Do a goodwill adjustment table by your own. This is working note number 1 na. Prepare working note number 1. Leave sufficient space for this, first two. Leave sufficient space for partner's capital account. Don't be confused, Then prepare working note. So you don't know now how many space is required for this. Goodwill adjustment table you will do, I will not do. Done? What is the answer? Bolo? F is gaining na. F capital account debit to what G is doing? Nothing. So F to K. F to K. Everyone getting F capital to K is capital? Do to. Everyone will do. Those who have done, they can do by their own. They want to do. F to K. F to K. What is OPSR? So how much it is coming? What is the total goodwill? Is 20,000, 10,000. What is new PSR? 3 is to 2. 30,000. Who is retiring? Okay. It means F is gaining how much? Whenever, and how much G? Nothing. And this K is sacrificing. Correct now. So this become what? Credit. This become debit. So F to K. Understood? So what posting you'll do? F's capital account debit to K's capital account. So F will be debited by how much? 10,000. Similarly, we write on by F capital account. So K will be credited by 10,000. Good adjustment done. Understood. Now, any revaluation? Yes, revaluation profit is there. Written by revaluation account. How much? 14,000, 14,000, 7,000. Any reserve and surplus? How much? By reserve. It will be allocated in which ratio? OPSR means how much? 4,000, 4,000 and 2,000. Correct? Understood? Have you understood this much? Any doubt? Now, who is retiring partner? So, can I say K should be paid? Is it given? It is paid in cash. Whether it paid or not paid, check karo. What is given? F and G will agree to bring sufficient cash to discharge the claim of K. It is paid, so pay kar do. To bank how much? To bank how much batao? 79,000. 79,000. Are you able to understand what I am doing? Correct. Now, this much any doubt? Now what they have said, the FNG will bring necessary cash to bring their capital proportionate. It means we need to apply the proportionate capital. So write down working note number 2. Working note number 2. Calculation of proportionate capital. Now first, just try to understand. We need to understand whether it is case 1, case 2, case 3. That is very important. Whether income, it is not a question of incoming partner. So can is case 2, case 3 to not applicable only. Means in case of retirement, you need to find out whether total capital is given. So can I say total capital means asset minus liability? Whether all asset, all liability given? Given? Given now. Can I say we know all asset minus all liability? So can you give me all asset from the beginning? If I say fixed asset, now how much fixed asset? Hello, hello. Now, so can I say in this question we were discussing about proportionate capital. So first we need to understand it is case 1, case 2 and case 3. What was case 3? If the incoming partners capital is not given. So this is not a question of admission. Second case was what? If incoming partners capital is given. It is not a question of means only type 1. Means can I say in case of retirement we need to understand that always proportionate capital will be of what? Case 1. Means now we need to understand whether information about total capital is given. So can I say yes it is given because can I say they have given all assets including bank balance, closing balance. So in this there can be two questions, 2 points, whether bank balance is given or not given because other assets and liability will be given. The bank balance is given, so all asset closing balance, all liability closing balance will be what? Capital closing balance. So can you give me first all asset, fixed asset, new asset means after this is proportionate capital. So we are calculating total capital after retirement now. How much? 1,80,000. Then inventory how much? Inventory 60,000. Then trade receivable how much? 65,000. Then bank closing balance new 75,000. Then total asset how much? 3,80,000. From this we'll deduct total liability. So minus what? Trade payable. Trade payable how much? 50,000. Then what? Any more liability? So can you see this become total capital of new firm? Can this become total capital after retirement? Acha, one more thing. Just try to understand. Ah, total capital after retirement how much? It is become 3,30,000. Have you understood? Can you see this should be allocated to what? The remaining partner in new PSR? Remaining partner in new PSR. So means what we'll do? Allocated to what? F and G. What is new PSR? It is 3:2. So can you give me proportionate capital? So proportionate capital become what? 1,98,000 and 1,32,000. So can I say it become closing balance now? Have you understood? Have you understood? Not understood? One second. What I am saying, in this question, one thing we have understood, we need to calculate proportionate capital. Is the capital should be in terms of PSR. But for that we want new capital. Means new capital means total capital after retirement. So total capital after retirement will be all asset minus all liability. All asset minus all liability na. अरे बोलना रे. So this all asset is given, all liability is given. You can see we have taken asset after revaluation. We have taken bank balance whatever has been given. Correct. So this become all asset minus all liability. So asset minus liability is equal to what? Capital only na. This capital belong to whom? Remaining partner. In which ratio? New BSR. That only we have done. This is the total capital of F and G only na. This has been allocated to F and G in which ratio? Means this should be the closing balance. So we can add on. Can we add on two balance carried down as per working note number 2? Have you understood this point? So this will be 1,98,000 and 1,32,000. Understood? It is a balancing figure will be the cash withdrawn or cash brought. So you just need to find out how much cash will be brought by one partner, how much cash will be withdrawn by other partner, or both partner may bring. What is the balancing figure? Means F will bring na. How much F will bring? So F will bring 70,000 and how much G will bring? 34,000. Okay, this is balancing figure. Have you understood this point? This point have you understood? Have you understood this point? This balancing or proportionate capital? लो चलो ठीक है. Don't do in this way. Delete this, delete this, delete this, delete this. Can you give me actual capital now? F balance, find out. We'll do in this way as we have done in our previous question now. So now F and G, can you give me actual capital? Actual capital means balancing balance. Actual capital is 1,28,000 and G is how much? Huh? 98,000. This you understood? Actual capital credit minus debit. You have calculated. Have you calculated? Calculate? Oh, yes, sir. Calculate? Well, yes, sir. Without calculation, yes, sir. Means this minus this ray. F capital. G to retired na? Sorry, K retired. So F means 1,20,000 plus 14,000 plus 4,000 minus what? 10,000. G is what? 80,000 plus 14,000 plus 4,000 minus nothing. Calculated. Got the amount. Very. Huh? Calculated. Can I proceed? Okay, actual capital you have done. Now what is required capital? Required capital is what? Already we have done. Required capital is what? Required capital already we have done previously. Is this 1,98,000, 1,32,000? So 1,98,000 and 1,32,000. Batao. Can you say there is a deficit? So deficit means both partner will bring. So how much F will bring? 70,000. How much G will bring? How much? 30. This is 1 lakh. 91 lakh 98 minus 1 lakh 32. How much? 34,000. Correct. Both will bring. So for bringing cash margin entry, let a bank or cash. So here how much F will bring? अरे बोलना रे. How much G will bring? 34. Now okay. So what is the closing balance? Will automatically will be that closing balance now. So how much 1 lakh and how much 1 lakh? 32,000. And that balance will only come. Now he is calculating. I am not saying to you anything. So what I have done, first I have written this and then it will be automatically balancing figure now. So I have done shortcut to save our time. First write down closing balance, automatically the balancing figure of this account will be bank, yeah, cash withdrawn or cash brought. That will be automatically the balancing figure. So we are not supposed to do this working note now. We can save our time. Why we are doing this working note? It is additional time required now. So that is shortcut I have done. Ki first find out closing balance. Automatically the balancing figure will be cash brought or cash withdrawn. Now understood? Now understood? Yes, sir. Now balance sheet you will prepare. I will prepare. Balance sheet already prepared. All asset, all liability, all capital we know. Homework. Balance sheet homework. Leave some space. I will not draw because time हो गया. Time हो गया मतलब explanation time given more. But have you understood? Acha. In this question, it is not asked, but suppose they ask bank account. So let us understand whether bank account is correct or not, because our closing balance will be 75,000. Let us prove that also. Suppose they ask bank account to me to prepare bank account also. So let us prove whether it is coming 75,000 or not, bank account. But what is the opening balance? Then how much F is bringing? How much F is bringing? How much G is bringing? How much K is withdrawing? Correct. Any other cash adjustment is there? Check कर लो. So by balance carried down, whether it is coming 75,000, if it is coming means 100% correct. That was only closing balance na. Understood? It was not asked, but if asked you can draw. I was not required. Bank account was not required na. I have just done it to cross check whether closing balance is coming 75,000 or not. Understood? Have you understood? Yes, sir. So retirement proportionate capital will be more interesting. But in retirement always it will be case number 1, because case number 2 and case number 3 is for incoming partner. Understood? And normally in death they don't ask what? Proportionate capital. Normally. So normally in what? Either in what? Retirement or in what? Admission they will ask proportionate capital. Let us do one more question for practice. Or a question ले लें. Illustration number 3 only take. Acha, in this question they have asked journal entry. Oh, we have done what? Journal entry homework, huh? If they ask journal entry, so you are supposed to do journal entry, huh? Correct? Understood? Journal entries homework. Do it by your own. Illustration number 3. ABC paying partnership sharing profit in proportion of 5 is to 4 is to 3. The balance sheet of the firm as on 31st March 2020, whereas under ABC trade payable goodwill. Oh my god. Oh my god. Goodwill is given balance sheet. Fixture inventory trade receivable cash. A had been suffering from ill health. Okay. And gave notice that he wishes to retire. अच्छा वह die नहीं हुआ. I was thinking that question. He has given notice that I am going to die. Agreement was therefore entered into as 31st March 2020, the terms of which were as follows, but we should not be like this. Bhagwan maaf karna. Correct. The profit and loss account for the year ended 31st March 2020, we showed a net profit of 48,000, was to be reopened. Oh my god. Was to reopen. Let us open it. Profit open. That only they are saying now. Means they want to open PL account. Why we don't understand. Let us read. B was to be credited with 4,000 as bonus. Oh, means B was entitled to one bonus in consideration of extra work which had devolved upon him during the year. So means he was entitled to bonus. The bonus become an expense, so that will be debited to what PL account. Means we need to do journal entry of what one PL adjustment. The profit sharing was to be revised from 1st April 2019, 3 is to 4 is to 4. Oh my god. Means at year end, retirement. But at year beginning, they were changing PSR. Mata kharab. Goodwill was appearing in the balance sheet as it was a purchase goodwill. Oh, thank you very much. The purchase goodwill can come in balance sheet. Bole yes or no? Purchase goodwill can appear in balance sheet. It is a good question. Correct question. Means they know AS 26. अरे बोलना रे. Yes, you should be happy now. You should be happy. It was decided by the partner to write off goodwill. So to write off goodwill means decrease goodwill. Means can I say it is one type of revaluation adjustment only? There's a decrease fixed asset to decrease goodwill. So you can do with revaluation account only. Are you able to understand? Presently, goodwill must be valued at 2 years purchase of average profit of preceding 5 years. Oh. It means you need to value goodwill. मजा आ रहा है ना? The fixtures were to be valued by an independent valuer. Okay, where is the valuation? The provision of 2% was to be made for doubtful debt and remaining assets were to be taken at their book value. Okay, okay. The valuation arising out of above agreement where goodwill itna means they have given goodwill valuation. Thank you very much. Means they have said calculate goodwill at 2 years purchase, but they have given value of goodwill. Means they understood it. The question is becoming lengthy. अरे बोलना रे. It only happened. They understood. Foundation level sort it. Correct. And fixture also 10,980. Thank you very much. PNC agreed as between themselves to continue the business sharing profit in the ratio 3:2. This is after retirement. And decided to eliminate goodwill from the balance sheet to eliminate goodwill from the balance sheet. That already they have said. And to retain the fixture on the books at a revised value. So of course revised value means they want to say goodwill will not appear in balance sheet. So do goodwill adjustment and to increase provision for doubtful debt. बोला कि for other assets and liability we'll do revised value. We'll take revised value. Required submit a journal entries necessary to give effect of the above arrangement and to draw up the capital account of partners after carrying out all adjustment entry as stated above. Good question, but I need to explain this. Illustration number 3. What was the opening date? 1 4 2000, 1 4 2019. What was the closing date? 31st March 2020. Now, correct. Now, what was the PSR given initially? 5 is to 4 is to 3. Means on this date actual PSR was 5 is to 4 is to 3. But on this date they have decided to change it. Means the profit sharing was to be revised from 1st April 3 is to 4 is to 4. Means can I say on this date PSR become 3 is to 4 is to 4. Means on this date this was OPSR and this become new PSR. Correct. And can I say on this date there was a retirement. Who retired? A. A retired, and now the profit sharing ratio is given how much? 3 is to 2. Means there are two events. First, okay, is we need to do some event as on this date and then some adjustment for this date. Are you getting what I am saying? Have you understood whatever I am saying? Now, what is the profit of this year they have given? 48,000. Can I say this was wrongly credited in this PSR? But this should be credited to partners in this PSR. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Bola. And there was some mistake also. There was some bonus payable to whom? P. How much? Which was not accounted. Means actual profit is 48,000 minus 4,000. Bole yes or no? And this 44,000 should be allocated in this ratio. Are you able to understand what I am saying? Understood? Correct. Now they have said do everything with what? Some journal entries. Let us do journal entries. Journal entries. Can I say first what we should do? Because this 48,000 was already allocated in OPSR. So we should reverse it. Means at the time of distribution we have done ABC to PL. Now, sorry, we have done PL account debit to ABC. Now reverse that entry. If you reverse that entry, automatically nullified. Are you able to understand? Means this 48,000 is already allocated to each partner in 5 is to 4 is to 3. Means last year, means as on this date, as on 31st March 2020, we have passed one journal entry. What journal entry we have done? PL appropriation account debit to ABC. Now we have to reverse it now. Reverse कर दो, nullify कर दो. So to nullify, what you will do? So what we'll do? First journal write down A's capital account debit, B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit. To PL adjustment. Means can I say 1 second we have opened PL account? It means we have reopened the PL account. This is known as reopening of PL account. We are reopening now. This is 48,000 allocated in which ratio? OPSR how much? That ratio I am not asking. Ratio to I also know. 5 is to 4 is to 20,000, 16,000 and 12,000. Have you understood this? Very interesting question. This question is interesting. What narration you write on being? Being profit and loss account reopened. Correct. Simple narration. Then can I say there was one error? There is some bonus payable to partners. So bonus account debit to which partner? So bonus account debit to B's capital account. But instead of bonus being a nominal account, which account will use? PL adjustment account. So what journal entry? Understood. This chapter you can understand whenever you have understood rectification. Otherwise, the student die in this chapter. And I think you are now okay with rectification. Correct? So PL adjustment to what? P's capital account. How much? 4,000. Now can you see? You can see you have credited how much? 48,000. Debited how much? 4,000. So ultimately how much credit now? 44,000. This will be distributed among ABC in which ratio? New PSR after revision. So can you allocate? I hope you are understanding. This to narration I am writing. Being bonus credited to P. Third journal entry. PL adjustment account debit. I am writing to ABC. चलेगा? You write on to A's capital, to B's capital, to C's capital. 44,000 in new PSR. Means 3 is to 4 is to 4. 12,000, 16,000, 16,000. Correct. So can I say already we have done adjustment for new PSR. 1/4 adjustment done. So up to 1/4 completed. Acha, any reserve appearing in the balance sheet? No. So up to 1/4 completed. Now we are doing for retirement. Now I'll come to retirement. Now for retirement, what is OPSR? 3 is to 4 is to 4. This is the area where you can do mistake. To say 3 is to 4 is to 4? Misunderstood. Means for retirement, what is OPSR? Aha. 3 is to 4 is to 4. That only I am explaining now. यहाँ पर I have already explained. कि this was OPSR. This was new PSR on this date. But now this has been यहाँ पर KA retired. So this 3 is to 4 is to 4 now become 3 is to 2 na. So for retirement what is OPSR? 3 is to 4 is to 4. And new PSR is what? 3 is to 2. Means even though I have explained there is a high chances you will do mistake here only. And this is the if you have done this mistake, khatam. Now whatever you are doing that is wrong. Even though you have done correct journal entry. Have you understood this point? One second. I said on 1/4 there was one changes. 5 is to 4 is to 3 was revised to 3 is to 4 is to 4. So on 1/4 what was OPSR? And what was new PSR? This you understood. But retirement hope happened after 1 year na. So after 1 year 3 is to 4 is to 4 become what? 3 is to 2. So OPSR is 3 is to 4 is to 4 and new PSR is what? 3 is to 2. That I am explaining. Understood? Correct. So that is okay. Now we can do. Now what are required? OPSR, new PSR. Correct. First we'll do goodwill adjustment. You will do, I'll do. Let us do one by one. So fourth journal entry. Can you give me goodwill adjustment? Goodwill adjustment table. OPSR, new PSR. Don't do in this calculator way. Make one working note. Whenever new PSR is given, always do goodwill adjustment table. Table means OPSR, new PSR. Calculator में क्या कर रहे हो? See, one mistake will happen. Prepare one working note ना. You are doing goodwill adjustment table with what amount? Oh my God. Why 40,000? That is old goodwill. What is the valuation given? Always with new goodwill at a time of reconstitution. Then what is the answer? Fees capital. Fees capital account debit how much? 13,000. Then what? Fees capital how much? 2,000. Then 2 what? A's capital how much? 15,000. Everyone getting this? Everyone getting this? How many not getting this? Hmm? It's coming in decimal. Ignore na re. Ignore. Now to you are my student. Ignore. It is coming in decimal na. Ignore. Everyone getting in decimal only. So you are also correct. If you want, if you like paise, you can add on. You like paise? Huh? Now to if you'll give paise to anyone na. Now the paise does not exist only. Have you seen any paise? I have seen. Nowadays it was there 25 paise, 50 paise you have seen. Now it exists. You have the collection. 10 paise. Huh? If you just give to someone, they will give you 10 rupees. You will give 10 paise. Understand? Huh? Ah, auction. Ah, great. Make a collection. When you will become what 70 years age, then pakka you will become millionaire. Have a collection for that. Yes, yes, yes. I also was collecting, but now I'm not doing. But what happened? There was one 5 rupees note. Somebody said, Vina, if this will be in 5 rupees note, then you will get 1 crore rupees. There was something, one rumors was there. I started collecting. I found also one. I found one 5 rupees with that collection because in our we have grocery shop. So many cash will be collected with my father business. That time I was like you only. So I went to my father. I started counting rupees. Never I have counted that day. That Papa, I'll count and 5 rupees I got. Understood. Papa, please, I can take this. But yes, you take. Then I asked someone. Nobody has given me 1 crore. But I become so happy. 1 crore मिलेगा कुछ नहीं मिला हाँ nothing but it is someday it will be have value when it will become what antique chalo have you understood this anyone have doubt now can you say now we'll come to after goodwill adjustment revaluation what are revaluation item batao being right on being goodwill adjusted through being goodwill adjusted through capital account now revaluation what are the points given batao whatever you will say I will do first is what fixture so fixture is increasing or decreasing per journal entry fixture account debit to what revaluation account how much increase in fixture बताओ 2780 being fixtures revalued point number 6 बताओ any other revaluation increase so revaluation account debit to account debit to provision for how much amount you will give me how much 1870 so what is the debtor debtor is what 2% provision na 2% 2% na it is given 2% na a provision of 2% was to be made by 6% this is some mistake question mistake to delete and to increase the provision for doubtful debt correct this is some mistake in the question cannot be 2% 6% both na we'll take 2% but इस solution में क्या दिया हुआ check करो 2% ना तो we'll take 2% only चलेगा चलेगा बोलो correct then can you say there is one goodwill account in the balance sheet that should be written back means that should be written off means we should decrease what goodwill Mhm. We should decrease goodwill are you able to understand the decrease goodwill can be through revaluation account correct or can I say we can decrease means if you don't want to use revaluation account so we can do in this way also now picture account debit to old partners capital account in OPSR. We can do that journal entry also now. Ultimately, revaluation account effect will go where? Partners capital account. So can you say for goodwill normally ICI is passing what journal entry? Partners capital account debit to goodwill. But can you say we can do through revaluation account also? But if you want to follow ICI solution, that is only better. So for goodwill, what they are doing, they are not entering into revaluation account. When they are writing off goodwill, means they are decreasing goodwill. So they are decreasing through which account? Directly partners capital account. Means they are using one journal entry, old partners capital account debit to goodwill. But can you say we can do through revaluation also? We can do through revaluation also. So I'll give a note just right now. I'm doing as per ICI solution. What ICI has done? Check. For goodwill, what they have done? They have done through partners capital account now. So let us follow what? ICI solution. But you can do through what? Revaluation also. Ultimate effect will remain same. So can I follow ICI solution? So can I say A's capital account? I'll give a note for this. B's capital account and C's capital account to goodwill in OPSR na. So what is OPSR? 3:4:4. How much it is coming? How much? 10,909. Then so you can say then. Second one is what? 14,000 545. Very well say how can I understand? 545. Now okay. And this is also 14,545. Better can I say we should make it 910? Then only it will tally. 910 na? Understood. So being goodwill written off, correct. Now we can find out revaluation gain or loss. So can you give me what is revaluation gain or loss? So you can see credited 2780, debited 1870. So what is gain? How much gain? 910. So this will be allocated to old partner in OPSR. What journal entry? Revaluation account debit to what? ABC to ABC. 910. Can you allocate in that ratio OPSR? Is 3:4:4. How much? 248, 331 and 331. Being revaluation gain transferred to old partners in OPSR. Understood? Up to this we have understood. So can you see we have done goodwill adjustment, we have done revaluation. Any reserve and surplus appearing? Not appearing. Now only we need to do cash adjustment. Correct. Leave some space for what? Journal entries. I think leave some space means 2 journal entry will be required. Okay, so now we'll prepare partners capital account. Partners capital account will be required. Partners capital account. So can you say which journal entry we can prepare partners capital account? So can you give me opening balance? and then one by one journal entries. What is the opening balance given? How much? 1 lakh 930. This is A. B how much? 95,120. C how much? 61,170. Then one by one all journal entries from point number 1. Give me buy or 2. First is what? Can I say first is what? Buy PL adjustment. 2 PL adjustment. This 2 PL adjustment na? 2 PL adjustment how much? 20,000, 16,000 and 12,000. Then buy PL adjustment only for B. B how much? 4,000. Then once again buy PL adjustment for all partners. How much? It is 12,000, 16,000, 16,000. Then what? B is C to A na? Put it down to A. How much? B will be debited by how much? 13,000 and C will be debited by how much? I will down by B and C. So A will be credited by how much? 15,490. Then fixture will not come, revaluation provision will not come. Then goodwill. Then what? It is what? By goodwill to goodwill. So to goodwill how much? A will be debited by how much? 10910. Then 14545. Then what? 14545. Then there is a revaluation gain. By revaluation how much? 248 331 331. This much we have done. Correct. Now whatever we'll do for capital, can I say who has retired? So A need to be paid, whether it is given A require payment. Check karo question में. Whether is given the question. What was given? Nothing has been given na. So can I say we should transfer to, if nothing is given, we'll transfer his capital to loan account. So can you find out the balance? We're on to A's loan account. To A's loan account, how much? How much? 1 lakh 72. 1 lakh 32,000. First answer will be wrong only. Chalo, theek hai. Understood? Correct. This much you understood? Now can I say we can find out closing balance of B and C which will appear in balance sheet? Because they have not given anything about proportionate capital. They have not given anything about proportionate capital. But look jao. In this question, actually this 6% was not wrong, it was correct only. Misunderstood ho gaya. Everyone. What they are saying. Means what they are saying, for retirement we should create a provision for doubtful debt 2%. Correct? But if we read the question in this, the BNC means after this BNC agreed now. It is after retirement. BNC, what they have said, BNC agreed as between themselves to continue the business sharing profit and losses used to do, and decided to eliminate goodwill to eliminate it only, and to retain fixed on the book at revised value, that also we have done, and to increase the provision for doubtful debt to 6%. Means after retirement they are saying we should increase the provision from 2% to what, 6%. Means extra 4% provision should be created, extra 4% provision should be created now, and that will be allocated to only BNC capital account. So what journal entry will do, what journal entry will do for that, batao? So point number 9, what journal entry will do for that? Can you say two provision for doubtful debt, and it will be allocated to BNC directly? We can say B's capital account debit, C's capital account debit to provision for doubtful debt. So B's capital account debited, C's capital account debited to provision for doubtful debt. Batao, how much it is coming? 6% of the debtor, or you can directly calculate 4%. How much it is coming? 37, that is 4% now. 4%. So 4% you calculated, and you distribute this into B and C. In new PSR, what is new PSR? 3:2. How much it will come? 2244 and 1496. Correct. One more journal entry do for retirement payment. Means transfer of capital to what? Loan account. A's capital account will be transferred to what? A's loan account. This journal entry is also required. This amount is how much? 1,32,758. 1,32,758. In this chapter, the journal entry is more time consuming. Ledger account is easy. Journal entry is more time consuming. So whenever journal entry is given, so it will take more time to complete a solution. However, with partners capital account, revaluation account, it will take less time. So can you see we need to pass one more journal entry? What? A's capital and B's capital will be debited. Then to what? Provision for doubtful debt. How much? How much? 2244 and 1496. Now can you find out balance? Because they have not asked proportionate capital, we can find out balance by balancing it. How much? 71257. 47395. Whether they have asked balance sheet? Wrong. Wrong or correct? Balance? Bolo. It is coming 70,449 and 51,939. This is not coming answer. अरे बाबा चेक करो बाबा कहाँ गलती की है. देखो first journal entry this is correct. This is correct. This is correct. This is correct. This goodwill adjustment is correct. This is not correct. They have written by we combine it. This is not 13,425 plus 2066. How much it is coming? The same na re. Same na. 1 rupees difference there. अरे बोलना ना लायक माथा फोड़ ले. And here A this is also correct. 1 rupees difference there ना. अरे बोलना रे. Then this is correct. अरे बोलना रे. Goodwill is correct. अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा. Check we have done. अच्छा. They have allocated this in what? That old wala PSR. What is old PSR? In that ratio they go coming soon. Coming. Correct only. Make change it. I will explain why. Change this. Which ratio? How much it is coming? 16,000. Then 13,333. 10,000. Now the answer will change na. 16,000, 667, 13,333 and 10,000. So both will change na. This A's loan will also change and these two will change. Can you give me the correct amount? How much? 1,27,000 and balance carried on B and C. How much? 70, 70,449. And this is coming how much? 51,939. 940. Make it 40. Understood? So for this goodwill, I should give a note. Write down one note. Because of that goodwill, माथा खराब हो गया. Student note. Now, if any goodwill is appearing in the balance sheet, Such goodwill will be always what? Always what? Purchased goodwill. Correct? Understood? If question is silent about such goodwill, such goodwill will remain in balance sheet after what? Reconstitution of firm. Understood this point? Means in this question, if suppose 40,000 goodwill, whatever is coming in the balance sheet, question would have been silent, then we would have done nothing, and that would will appear in balance sheet after reconstitution of firm. Correct? However, if question require to write off such goodwill, correct? Write off such goodwill, then following journal entry will be recorded. Correct? Can I say old partners capital account debit, or we can say revaluation account debit? The impact will remain same. To goodwill. To goodwill. Understood? Have you understood this point? That only we have done in the question. Bolo. Correct. Write down. Write down. Danger. Student will do mistake here. Always goodwill adjustment is done with current value of goodwill. Current value of goodwill na. Bolo yes or no? So goodwill adjustment is done with current value of goodwill. In that question, we have done goodwill adjustment with current value, not with 40,000. Correct? So goodwill adjustment will be done with always current value of goodwill. Through partners capital account. This will be through partners capital account. Understood this point? Any doubt? Have you understood? That is MRQ in this question. First revise question. First revise question before exam. Correct? I think today this much only. बहुत हो गया आज के लिए. But I hope whatever we have done you have understood. What will be your homework? First complete admission all questions. Admission all questions. In that also we have given one question as mandatory. Retirement if you want to do. Otherwise I will take some question then I will give homework. Retirement your choice. If you want to do by your own you can do it also. You can also do it by your own. Correct? But let me first complete some question then you can proceed with retirement. Chalega? Yes sir. So from my side admission completed. Unit number 1, 2, 3 completed. Unit number 4 and 5 is left. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day.